rendition.
Although it would be very accurate to capture me with a blonde.
And me with
And your boobs hanging out.
my tits hanging
See, these are the
out.
drawings I did today. I normally do just one the heads. I'll do one head
These
each.
are great.
And then I can stick it together in Photoshop, and you can be like
Okay.
together forever.
Sure.
So listen, so we met through a mutual friend that was both of our best friend.
You too.
Back in 2002.
Something like that. Yeah, college.
And became friends on our own.
Mm-hmm.
And so we've been hanging out for 20 years.
Oh my God, it has been that long.
Yeah, it's weird, huh?
20 years.
Friends for 20 years. And
She's a doctor and she saves lives.
Wow.
she runs the stats to make us all live, to make sure that actually means
I don't do
something.
anything exciting or important.
You're a therapist?
I write surveys and I analyze data. It's fun.
Someone's gotta do it.
Someone's got to do it. That's right.
She's underestimating. She's like the top dog at Nielsen.
Harris.
Same thing.
So where are you all from originally?
I grew up in Brooklyn.
I grew up in the
Yo,
Upper
yo,
West
yo, what part of
Side.
Brooklyn?
The Russian part, Brighton Beach, Manhattan
okay,
Beach.
So you're Russian?
Yes.
By
Da.
birth?
Da.
I'm not.
Where are you from?
Oh, I'm from Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
Yinzer.
Yinzers, exactly.
Wait, what
Went
is
to
that?
Carnegie Mellon.
Oh, you know.
Yinzers is
Yinzer
like
is
part
just
of
like
the
them.
local dialect.
Oh.
So
Yins is plural
when
you.
you say them, you say, oh, Yinzer's over there.
So it's like the Pittsburgh version of y'all?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh. That might come in handy on Jeopardy someday.
Right?
Okay.
How Yins
Yeah.
doing? What Yins
How
going down to
Yins?
the Giant Eagle? Huh?
Yeah.
That's I've never heard that before.
It's great.
I don't know that many people. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
That is fascinating. That's going to come in handy one
Oh
day.
yeah, oh yeah.
You know, Pittsburgh's beautiful, and it was one of those things like
In a
when I
bar
first
bed.
moved out there, I didn't appreciate it as much. But there's like a ton of bridges, like just
Yeah.
like here, like there's a ton of bridges. But one of the most beautiful things is when you drive over from New York to Pittsburgh, is that you go through this one tunnel,
Oh.
and it's like all of a sudden it's like bow.
That's the other way. Actually, it's not from New York. It's from Ohio. It's from west to
Oh.
east.
From west to east?
It's not from east to west.
No, even when we drove over.
Oh, that's true.
there's-
Squirrel Hill. I'm sorry. you're right.
There's that one bridge that we go through, or one tunnel that we go
Right,
through,
Fort
and
Pitt.
all of a sudden,
Boom,
it
and there's downtown.
blows
Right.
up, and you just see all of downtown.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. You see all the bridges, all the water. You see the
Yeah,
high rise.
yeah.
There's not really high rise. Not
Pittsburgh
compared to
versions
here,
of
but
high
The
rises.
Pittsburgh version of a high rise.
It's like 11-foot tall high rises.
Okay. It's the highest rise in
The
Pittsburgh.
highest of the rise.
So you studied pre-med at CMU?
I was at Carnegie Mellon and I studied in physics and I actually did
Art, right?
medicine.
Wasn't
I
it
did
art?
I did fine art. I did
Wow.
more
College of fucking
installation
assholes.
art.
Well, that's what they call the engineers call the CFA, the College of Fucking Assholes.
Oh, really?
That's why
Oh,
College of
okay.
fucking assholes.
Wow.
That's why I didn't go to
So I
CMU.
was. So I did the two of them together. But Kathy here went to Cornell.
Ithaca.
Gorgeous.
Cornell, you ever heard of it?
Yeah. She's judging you right now.
I am not.
Shit,
No.
you or
No.
me?
No. I don't judge. I observe.
for 20 years.
I observe and I
Analyze
enjoy.
data.
I observe and I analyze and I enjoy. Where did you study? Where did you learn how to draw?
I went to architecture school,
Oh.
and part of our curriculum was drawing from life, and I went to the Cooper Union.
Oh, very nice. Are you an architect by training?
I'm an architect by training, yes. Yeah. I make my living designing exhibitions for museums.
Oh, that's very cool.
that's all right.
Have you done anything we might have seen?
When's the last time you were at the New York Historical Society?
Ooh.
Field trip 1980.
Yeah.
Well, there's a good exhibit on Salem witch trials opening on
Ooh.
the 7th.
That's
October.
cool. Okay.
So go see that, and then you'll have seen
I would
something
love.
I did.
Yeah, I love the witch trials. I really
Me
my
too.
my family went to Salem when I was
Oh, yeah?
a teenager.
There you
I
go.
mean, I feel like all girls like witches.
I think so too.
I don't
Okay,
know.
We
I
have
think-
a selfie station in the back where you can take a
Ooh,
picture. You can take
and
a
it
picture
makes
of
you
yourself
look like a
as-
witch?
No. You're part of a tarot card. You can be a character on a tarot card.
I would. That sounds cool. I would love
What
that.
are the tarot card options?
I want to be death.
You'll have to come and see.
Death is the card of change. It doesn't actually necessarily mean
know,
death.
I
A
know,
lot
I
of
know.
people misunderstand.
I know. I love you.
So why do you do this?
I don't know.
Just for practice? For the
Truth
tips?
of the matter, yeah, right. I actually don't accept. I don't accept tips.
You can try and refuse. You can try and refuse our tips. Okay.
I'm sort of wanting to make art my entire life, and I got into architecture. Blah blah blah. It's hard to make a living as an artist, so I enjoy my career, but I also want to make art, and so I thought, well, I'll make art when I'm retired. I'll have time. Then I thought, fuck it, you should just do it now.
Yeah.
So this is my way into making art,
I
Okay.
love that.
and it actually
we-
helps because it sort of primes the pump for making
Yeah.
other art.
And we get to benefit.
There you go. Bada bing,
This
bada
is
boom.
great.
And I get to meet interesting people.
So why are you recording this?
Because there is a part of me that wants to make art, right? So,
Yeah.
and I mean, if I do these drawings for you, they're not the best. I mean, I'm not Rembrandt. So the drawings will be nice. You'll enjoy them. But I'm trying to sort of trying to do like a Humans of New York thing, but with drawings,
Uh-huh.
and see if that sheds new light on the human condition.
I love it. I'm a big follower of Humans of
There
New
you go,
York.
there you go.
Yeah, and I've actually met some of his subjects.
Wow.
Stephanie, she's an elderly black woman who's in a wheelchair now. She lives in Chelsea. I've like literally met her on the street.
Mm-hmm.
She wanted to pet my dog, my roommate's dog, Lila. Lila came up to her. And I was like, wait, you look familiar. And she's like, you might know
Oh,
me
yes.
from Humans of New York. I was like, yes, I do. I do know you from Humans of New York. Maybe I'll be a human of New York.
You'll be a human. You are a
I
human
am.
of New York.
I am a human of New York.
Brighton Beach.
That's right.
What was it like growing up in Brighton Beach? Oh, I have to ask you about the war, but we'll come back to that later.
We'll come back to that. Yeah. Growing up in Brighton Beach, well, as an immigrant, there's a whole complicated relationship. I always wanted to fit in.
Yeah.
So as a kid,
Don't we all?
Right,
as kids?
right. So as a kid, I like rejected all those things. My parents sent me to school with like the Russian chicken cutlets, kotlety, and like my American friends would look at me funny. So
Right,
like
uh-huh.
all I wanted was like a
Bologna
PB&J,
sandwiches.
yeah, or like a bologna sandwich, and I never, So I would say growing up in Brighton Beach was better in retrospect. Like I appreciate it more now. I love going to visit. My parents still live there. I love going to visit them. The food is really good. And I love that I grew up there because I went to school in the city, but going home to Brooklyn almost felt like the suburbs.
It is. Brooklyn is the suburbs.
We had a front lawn. There was a lawn and a backyard. Yeah, we had
Nice.
grass.
Yeah.
And a beach. We lived like a block from the beach, so that was really nice. Yeah. Yeah, the war is shit. Putin's an asshole.
Why do you think that's happening, though? I mean, why did he do it?
Well, I think he wrote a manifesto, and it's like publicly available, and it's 50 pages.
Right.
and
So it's like Ukraine has always been part of Russia.
Pretty much, yeah. It's like a manifest destiny. Like it's like Putin's manifest destiny. So,
Ukraine has always been part of Russia. The whole abomination of Ukraine is just because of the Second World War and that sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it is rhetoric, but I think there is actually, like, he really does believe it. I think Putin really does believe that, like, he wants to bring back not the USSR, It's not about like
Peter the Great or what?
it's more imperial than that. I think
More
it's
than Peter the Great?
yeah.
Wow.
I think it's
Ivan
like
the Terrible?
it's not about the Soviet Union. I think it's closer to Imperial Russia
Okay.
without like the royal family. But yeah, I think like Putin wants to like bring all that back. Like Russia has great ambitions. Russia via Putin has great ambitions.
Now, what about the people? Do the people united will never be defeated, which is not true. But anyhow,
I think the people in Russia are like the people anywhere else, and the average person just wants to like
Get
be
along.
a person
Right.
and be able to like live their life and provide for their family. And like there are mothers in Russia whose sons are being drafted
Yeah.
into Putin's war, and like they don't want it. I don't think they want it.
I
There
don't
are
think so
some
either.
that are being brainwashed to pretend that they want it, and the Russian propaganda machine is really strong and really powerful. Like, I mean, PR professionals should be studying Putin because he's fucking brilliant.
Brilliant.
I mean, brilliant. Like, but it's all very. It's like it's Nazi propaganda. It's all over again. It's
well, he's the Nazis. I mean,
he's
so
the
going after
he's
the Nazis, right?
Right, yeah. But the thing is that in World War II, Russia defeated the Nazis.
Yeah, yeah, mhm.
So they'll always have that claim to fame. Pardon me.
There you go. And they at great cost, they defeated the Nazis.
Oh yeah, the siege of Leningrad is mythical to the people of Russia.
Is it Leningrad or and those are the
Leningrad,
Stalingrad
St.
too, right?
Petersburg, Stalingrad, all those names,
All those
same
names.
same city.
Really? No, Stalingrad's not the same thing as Leningrad.
Same.
No.
What do you? Oh, lighter. Sorry, misunderstood what you were asking for. I think it is
think it is,
actually.
huh?
Yeah, it was briefly called Stalingrad. It's not that anymore.
I am not the kind of person to say I think I'm right, but I think I'm right.
I mean, I don't know.
We'll Google
I
it
don't
tonight.
know where my. Oh,
when
it's
we go home. Not now. Anyhow.
No, I want to.
I thought the same thing too, but I was watching something about the siege of Stalingrad, and I was like, what, is that Leningrad?
Yeah, no, it was Leningrad during World War II,
definitely-
and then after World War II, it was called Stalingrad, and then after Stalin, it was renamed St. Petersburg. It's all the same city. Can you please look this up?
He's right.
I think he's right.
What is Stalingrad?
Stalingrad is not a thing. It's Leningrad.
Yeah, I know. That's exactly what I'm saying. They renamed it. It's like Istanbul was once Constantinople, now it's Istanbul, but it's now Constantinople.
Well, I'm gonna look it up.
There you go. Thank God for Google.
I'm fairly certain we're all talking
Stalingrad.
about the same city, and that it was called Leningrad, then Stalingrad, then St. Petersburg.
And I'm saying that Stalingrad and
It
Leningrad are
went
two
to
separate
Leningrad
cities.
to...
He says that Stalingrad and Leningrad are two different cities. I disagree. I say they're the same city.
What are we betting on this, anyhow? Any betting? anything?
You're going to accept my tip.
Okay, fine. Stock tip, hopefully.
Stock tip?
Stock tip, yeah. You know, like,
Oh, I mean,
I mean, like,
Moderna.
Like what top Moderna? Oh, really? Moderna?
come on, that's not a. Are they even public? I should know
What
this.
is Pfizer?
Pfizer's always a good stock tip. You really can't go wrong with Pfizer.
So Leningrad is now St. Petersburg. Stalingrad doesn't
Different.
exist.
What is Stalingrad?
Like
Is
Lvov
it
or
a different city?
something. Yeah.
Like, what is Stalingrad? That's the
Almost
point.
almost what
This is the crux of the argument.
we have to affirm the initial.
So, when I was in college, I took a class senior year that was supposed to be.
Stalingrad, Volodograd
Oh,
is a city southwest of Russia on the western bank
Get up
of
right
the
back.
Volga River.
he's right.
Come on, Franny.
God damn it.
It's all right. Now you never have to be wrong again about that.
Never again.
I love and hate you all at the same
Okay,
time.
well,
And
that's-
who do you look like? Who does he
Robin
look
Williams.
like? Okay.
Everyone says it.
Okay, No, it was gonna. No, he does. But
someone else.
there's also
You
somebody.
do, but
It's
there's
like
someone else.
Michael J. Fox. There's a little bit of a Michael J. Fox element, I
little
think. Yeah. I once followed Michael J. Fox from a pizzeria to his house on Fifth Avenue.
Okay.
I did. I went to high school on the Upper East Side,
Where'd you go to school?
Hunter College High School.
Okay, nice.
And then I went to we had a half day, grabbed a slice of pizza at Pintails on 91st or 92nd. Michael J. Fox there was with his child. And I knew even then, as like middle school, however old I was, I knew you can't just accost a celebrity. So I hung back, but I strolled down Fifth Avenue behind them for a while, eating my pizza.
So where'd you go to college?
Big Red, Cornell. You ever heard of it?
Oh, at Cornell. I thought you
No, she went to CMU.
Right, and then
I went to Cornell, and we met through a mutual friend who she went to high school with, and I went to Cornell with. So that's the connection. Where'd you go to school? You
told
said
you,
Cooper
Cooper
Union. And was that undergrad and grad?
Well, it took me 8 years to get my degree. How's that?
Okay.
It's a
That's an architect for you, right?
it's a 5-year degree, but I took some time off to go traveling.
Nice.
Then I broke my leg.
Ooh, did you?
How'd you break your leg?
Yeah, was that a fun
Well,
story?
during a trip, I took a year off to go traveling. Went to India. It was great fun. Came back, did another year, won a scholarship to go traveling. I went traveling again, this time to China. I slipped while I was in China, fell 100 feet, broke both ankles.
Ooh, what was that like?
It was very traumatic. Totally
Yeah.
changed my life. Not in a good way.
Oh,
I used to be a dancer.
okay. Well,
Not a great dancer,
but
modern
like
ballet.
breaking your legs will do that.
Breaking ankles and that
ankles.
career.
Yeah, that's it. Oof.
But it was traumatic, just like to be really healthy and dancing like 3 weeks before, and then I was totally dependent on people who didn't speak my language. Like 3
To
weeks
help
later,
you.
and like
to be
almost
able to do
died.
anything.
Yeah, it was
Wow.
tough. So I've traveled alone since then, but I also have travel insurance then. I didn't have travel insurance that time, so that fucked me up.
I never buy travel insurance. Have you ever bought travel insurance?
So I just recently
There's a reason.
started doing travel insurance.
Really?
I mean,
What prompted you?
one time I've done it. Well, because I was going to Algarve and I knew I was very likely to get COVID when I was there.
Oh, okay.
You're
So
going
did you-
where?
Portugal.
Oh,
So,
Right? Portugal?
So I went to Portugal, and they were so good on COVID that they shut down everything as far as testing sites, except for 3 near the airport. That's how good they were.
Wow.
are you being ironic? Because that doesn't sound like it's good at all.
No. There was a 0% on the
Oh.
inland, so they decided to just shut it down. Then they only had testing sites that were like near the airport.
I'm not doing the
It's a
greatest
small
job
country.
here.
It's
But
like
that's
I
because
don't
we're talking a lot.
Connecticut.
I don't care, and I'm sorry. I know I'm moving around a lot. I'm
That's
not being the
fine.
best subject.
It's fine. I'm just telling you. So I'm trying to manage some expectations.
I'm client facing too. I know the deal. You lower expectations and then you over deliver.
I don't always over-deliver.
You don't get to do that so much in your business.
No, I'm also on staff, so.
Well,
Low
and she's
expectations. If I don't over deliver, I like
You over-deliver,
by their
people
families.
well, if you under deliver, they die.
right.
Well, not always. Sometimes they just are like
Somebody's just
super
crippled for the
morbid.
rest of their lives.
Sometimes it's just horrible.
I did start college pre-med, and it was organic chemistry that killed my joy. And I'm glad, because now that I see what your life is like as a doctor, I realize I couldn't have. It's not for me.
It's a lot of commitment.
Yeah.
What kind of doctoring do you do? Are you general or cardiac or what?
She's not.
I know you.
He's
I'm talking to you.
He's looking at me,
Looking
but
at her,
sorry,
drawing
I
you.
got that. You're
So-
looking at me because you're drawing, but you're
I'm
talking to
an
her.
emergency surgeon.
Oh, wow.
And so I do everything.
At NYU.
NYU, okay.
Mainly, I do abdominal things, but I
Abdominal
also do a lot of soft tissue and chest and everything else.
Wow.
So,
Cool.
sometimes the school sends us
Sometimes
very
it
much
comes
not.
in really helpful. So one time I was hanging out with a friend of mine. I'm going to tell him the palpitating and abdomen in a bar story. So I live in Chelsea, and a friend of mine was visiting from out of town, and we were meeting up at my local bar.
As one does.
As one does. And like we were drinking, she was like complaining of like minor stomach ache, and but not a big deal. And as the night wore on, like it got more and more painful. She was complaining more and more. And then Chris messaged me and was like, "Hey, I'm free. Like, what are you up to? Like, you want to meet up?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure. Like, I'm out at this bar. Come meet me." And
With a friend who has palpitating.
well, and then like the second she got there, I was like, "Hey, good to see you. Let's go into the bathroom." And like we went into the bathroom, and I was like, "My friend has abdominal pain. Can you diagnose her?" So, do you want to help me tell the rest of the story? She like did an exam in the bar
Of
bathroom.
course you did.
So I examined her and I was like, you either have a ruptured ovarian cyst or appendicitis right now, and you need to go to the hospital.
And we went to the
So we left
hospital.
And
We
what
left
was
the
it?
bar. It ended up actually being a perforated IUD.
Ooh, perforated IUD or IUD the perforated
Which
uterus?
is a big problem.
That.
Okay. Yeah, it is a big problem.
It is a big
There's
problem,
blood.
but
Yeah.
but like
Internal bleeding. and all
because
that.
I had Chris with me, you called in somebody like head of gastro, like some like super important doctor
called
came
in
down and saw her.
And I
Like
called in
some
our
big
head
deal
surgeon
person.
there and told them to she needs to be seen right now, right then. And they came down and they were like, "Oh no, this is actually a real problem."
Yeah. You said that though. You said this is a real problem.
Well, no, it ended up being diagnosed later, but they couldn't figure out what it was. They thought it was appendicitis. They were happy to just let her sit in the ER. So
Like they do.
Yeah, so she helped escalate it. Anyways, I don't know.
Do not
what
play with this woman. She is not well.
Yeah,
Basically, like that,
exactly.
right?
Well, long story short, she is living in Utah with her husband, and she has a baby
Aw.
now, and they're actually
Doesn't need that IUD anymore.
She does. Well, no,
Well, she
I
does now, but-
I think she.
Hopefully it's back in.
Hopefully it's back.
Well, so they're contemplating. Here, get this. I need to talk to you about this in more detail. Safa and Sean are now at the stage of their relationship where they're deciding between having baby number 2 and staying in Utah or moving back to New York because she fucking hates Utah. So I'm like, dude, you have the baby already. Just come back to New York. Don't have another baby.
Yeah, baby number 2 is a real commitment to being a professional parent.
I know, and like, she's the only one bringing in income right now because he's in graduate
What?
school.
Oh, okay.
So, but she makes good money. Like, she makes 6 figures. They could live in New York on that
Yeah.
if they budget well, and she could budget well. But like, they could have 2 kids. They could have fucking 5 kids in Utah on that.
Yeah, then they like that out there in that part
Well,
of the
and
world.
she has like her.
Is she a Mormon? Is he a Mormon?
No,
Why is he
not
there?
no. They're only in Utah because of a school opportunity for him. He's teaching there, or he has like some grad.
Some bullshit like
So it's not at all connected. Like
Being a
there's no
Mormon.
ties there. There's no family ties. There's no religion ties. But she's made some friends there, and she's got her like mommy friends
Yeah.
in Utah who are like.
Yeah, but it's easy to make mommy friends.
It is, but they're the ones who are like, you can't move to New York on a one-person salary. And so she called me up and she's like, Kathy, do you think that's true? And I was like, frankly, like, I don't know because I haven't had to explore daycare rates in Manhattan. Let me put you in touch with my friend Hunter, but also like, if you're making at least 150, you can make it work because
150
I know.
can make 150 work.
Listen, I know people in New York who've made it work for a lot less. My parents
yeah.
managed to do it with 2 kids. You can figure it out.
Yeah.
And like, so now her husband's looking at grad programs at Columbia.
Hey,
What do you need? Oh, well, that's.
That with this with your life. I'll be right back.
Where are you going?
I don't know.
Okay.
you were next. I'm
I know,
Sid.
but I'll be back.
Okay, you'll be right back. Fine, go ahead.
I don't know, 120 something.
She'll
Okay.
find a bathroom.
Oh, great.
Maybe, well,
Yin's
by the
live
time
around
she'll
here.
be back, you'll be done. We'll see.
Maybe. Well, I don't know. I'm not going to be done. I'm just
Um,
going to abandon the drawings, what I'm going to do.
I'm sorry if you've
It's fine.
already
This is
introduced yourself, but what is your name?
My name's James.
James. I'm Kathy.
Hi, Kathy.
Hi, James.
How are you? What's your last name? Jewish.
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense. So, when did your parents emigrate? Did you emigrate?
Yes, I was
Okay,
born in
you were
Russia.
born in Russia, okay.
And we left on Christmas Day, 1988. And we flew to Italy. No, we flew to Austria, and then we took a train to Italy, and then we lived in Italy for a few months, and then we came to America on April 7th, 1989.
Great. And I'm not unfamiliar with the life, the story of emigrating Russian Jews.
There's a lot of us.
There's a lot of them.
There's a lot of us in New York, and
Yeah.
Americans had a lot to do with that.
Americans.
Americans,
Yeah, of
yeah,
course.
like several congressmen. I don't remember their names. Reagan with the whole tear down this wall bullshit,
Right.
you know.
And did you ever heard of Anya Ilyinich? Anya Ilyinich? She did a book called Lena Finkel's Magic Barrel. She also
No.
did one called Petropolis.
Wait, Petropolis sounds vaguely familiar.
Anyhow, whatever.
No, that name doesn't ring any bells.
Okay, just forget that.
Is she a Russian immigrant?
She's a Russian immigrant. Wicked smart. Wicked
Yeah.
smart. They are, though, aren't they?
Yes,
Generally speaking.
they are, yeah.
Yeah, they are.
Are you familiar with the music of Regina Spektor?
I've heard the name, but I don't know the music that well.
So
Should I look it up?
You should, yeah. I think you'd like
Regina
it.
Spektor,
Yeah,
okay.
so she's
Not
also
married to Phil Spector.
no,
Okay.
Russian immigrant.
Russian immigrant.
And I think she's around my age, maybe a little
Okay,
bit
okay.
older. I think her family came here in the late 80s, early 90s. And her music's very, kind of hipster pop. Like, there's a few
Indie?
songs that, indie. There's a few songs that have become pretty popular
Like The
or been
National?
featured in movies. I don't even know which ones, but there's also some songs she has that include like whole verses in Russian.
Wow.
And I didn't know what it was, and I like played a song for my mom to ask her to help me figure it out. I played
What
this
Mom
song.
said?
Mom said that it was a verse from a poem by Boris Pasternak,
Wow.
a very famous
Yeah, I've heard of him.
one. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
like one of the most. Yeah, so she pays homage to Russian poets
Wow.
in her music,
That's amazing.
which I didn't even realize.
Actually, I was just drawing. I have a friend who lives here on 72nd. Was a concert pianist before he retired, and he's a big Russophile. He has like Russian flashcards.
I mean, if you're a concert pianist, you kind of have to be, right? Like the Russians, and so my father he plays piano. My grandmother.
What do you play?
I
Violin?
play piano.
Okay.
No, everybody plays piano. It's like part of the Russian curriculum.
Right.
If you're a Russian child, your parents are most likely to enroll you in gymnastics, art, piano. Oh, there's ballet and dance.
Yeah.
So that's like the Russian curriculum. I
Yeah.
took all those things, but all gymnastics, ballet, I did like a year of. I had to do a tour, but then piano was the one that I really had to stick with because that's what's
You
in
had
my
to stick with one,
family. My father's mother was like a relatively renowned piano teacher in Russia. She taught at the Shostakovich School.
Wow.
And my aunt, my father's sister, went to Juilliard.
Good.
They are estranged, I think, because they fought over their mother's piano when they died, when she died.
Right.
Which is like such a weird thing, but also like a very musician and Russian thing.
Right.
He didn't keep the piano, so now I know why they're estranged.
I would think that they would allow it.
So what do you do for fun in New York City? Have I asked that already? No. Besides
No,
smoke a blunt and sit on the park bench and get stoned.
Well, I usually do that at home. I don't usually like to smoke out in public.
Yeah,
That's a home
That's
thing.
a new thing.
I like to eat. I like
Food's
to
good.
drink.
What's your favorite kind of food?
All kind. That guy just heard me. I like to eat. I like to drink, and he
Yeah.
said nice. My favorite kind of food. Ooh, too many. I just like food like
Just name
that.
the top three.
Oh,
Like if you have a go-to
eggs.
food.
So like
Okay,
eggs,
not like Indian or
No,
Thai or something like that.
Okay, so this is like a thing, like an inside joke between me and my boyfriend to the point where like he made a necklace
Of eggs.
for me that is an egg. Yeah, like I love eggs, and any kind of leftover that I may have,
Uh-huh,
whether
uh-huh.
it's Thai or pizza or Italian,
Uh-huh.
you can put an egg on it.
Yeah, you can.
So
and that just makes it a whole meal
it's
right
really
there.
awesome.
It's like a refresher.
Yeah, and I really like a runny yolk. So I would say one of my favorite dishes of all time is
Runny
a
eggs.
croque madame.
Ah, croque
A
madame.
croque madame.
Bah
Yeah,
oui.
you really can't go wrong with like meat and cheese and bread and egg. Like
know.
any variation of that.
know.
A classic New York bacon, egg, and cheese.
That's true. Bacon, egg,
Or,
cheese.
you know, a
classic
cro-
New York croque madame.
Yeah, croque madame, any of those things. I also really like dumplings, like all kinds of
Oh, yeah,
dumplings, but like really like the Russian pelmeni.
Okay, those little ones.
Yeah, the little ones, and you got to go to Russian Vodka Room for that.
Okay.
Russian Vodka Room.
Where's that at? Brighton
Um,
Beach?
No, it's in Midtown. It's
Wow.
like it's across the street from Russian Samovar. So there's Russian I think they're both on 51st or 52nd.
Got 2 tickets.
Russian Samovar is part owned by
Russian tea room? No.
no,
I don't know.
the famous ballet guy, Baryshnikov. So
Ah.
he's an owner in that, and he occasionally like hangs out there, and he'll like
Uh-huh.
play piano in the upstairs salon.
Uh-huh.
My parents like to go there for dessert. But
Okay.
the food is better at Russian Vodka Room, which is across the street, and it's like a darker, kind of seedier atmosphere, more of like a communist KGB vibe.
Okay.
But they also have like a piano player, and they make their own in-house infusions.
Wow.
So like horseradish infused vodka, or like garlic. The best is garlic pepper dill. They have a garlic pepper dill vodka, which is just amazing in a Bloody Mary. Now I'm getting hungry.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Talking about food will do that.
Yeah.
I think these people are leaving the concert we're supposed to go to.
Oh, you're going to? You got tickets for later or what?
I guess. I mean, we've had tickets for a while. Now I have to pee, and when she gets back,
When she gets back, you're
I
gonna
have
go.
to ask her where she went, because I don't even know where to go.
Yeah, I wouldn't know either.
I feel like the nearest Starbucks is at least 2 avenues away.
At least 2 avenues away. She better hurry up because I'm ready.
You're
for
almost
her.
ready for me?
I mean,
For her?
I'm ready to abandon this drawing. The first time you draw somebody, you never get them right.
So you mentioned Rembrandt.
You got a good face,
Oh, thank you. I'm gonna tell.
good structure.
I give my mom and my dad a little bit, but my mom has these cheekbones, man, like these just like apple cheek, high cheekbones, and I attribute all of any beauty I have, I credit to my mom. But my lips, I have my dad's lips. He has these like ginormous lips that look almost offensive on him, but as a woman, like
They look sexy. And I'm not coming on to you. Don't worry.
No, it's fine.
Made it clear you have a boyfriend. You get that.
It's fine. I have had women ask me, "Oh my God, where
What-
do you get your
your
lips
lips?
done?
Right.
Can I have the name of your
Right,
plastic
right,
surgeon?"
uh-huh.
And then they get angry when I say
Oh, no,
no,
it's
like
natural.
it's not. Yeah, like they actually like one woman like got like angry at me, and I had to like kind of run away from her. Yeah,
Good.
that's my dad. So, which is kind of a weird thing to say, like I get my lips from my dad. That's not sexy. You can't like say that to a guy when you're like making out.
Yeah, I don't think you need to say anything to a guy when you're making out, frankly.
But like, they comment that, "Oh, I love your lips."
Yeah, of course.
So. I see her.
There she goes. Here she
She's across the street.
Okay, great.
She must have
Now
found
we're going to
about.
immortalize her.
She took her hair down for you, I think.
Oh, my Lord.
Make sure you get some tendrils in there.
Okay, I'll try.
I love art, and I love art history.
Uh-huh.
I started college with a pre-med major that I eventually switched to psychology because organic chemistry,
Yeah, uh-huh.
killed that joy. But I took a number of classes that would have qualified me for a minor if that I didn't learn until after I graduated that I could have applied for a minor in something, and it would have been in, I think I could have called it Italian Renaissance Studies, between the classes I took in comparative lit, comparative art, art history, and I took a class that was all about the Italian Renaissance. But wait, you mentioned Rembrandt earlier, and that reminded me of an exam that I took in high school where we had to identify a painting we hadn't seen during the course of our semester, and we had to guess like who the artist was, but also explain why we thought who it was. And I guessed Rembrandt.
Was it?
It was not. It was Rubens. But I still ended up getting a lot of points for my answer because of why I guessed, like the brush strokes and whatever it was.
Yeah.
I just remember that was the first time that I think it was 8th or 9th grade.
Oh,
and
okay.
I was so used to having a yes or no correct answer. That was the first time where you could get partial credit for thinking. Nice, I like it. Those are my feet. That's my nose. Those are my lips.
And do you have an iPhone?